How pet food is made, quality and safety. Have you heard about Pet Food Regulatory Official? The Association of American Feed Control Officials is a voluntary membership association of local, state, and federal agencies charged by law to regulate the sale and distribution of animal feeds and animal drug remedies. AAFCO's purpose is to provide a mechanism for developing and implementing uniform and equitable laws, regulations, standards, definitions, and enforcement policies for regulating safe, effective, and useful feed. AAFCO's model regulations are intended to be used by states to write their own laws to regulate animal feed. The FDA. The Food and Drug Administration is a primary food safety regulator that partners with AAFCO on labeling standards for pet food, takes samples, and tests foods for safety. States. State officials enforce AAFCO labeling, review and approve labels, take samples, and test products to confirm the guarantee. The Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act requires that all animal foods, like human foods, be safe to eat, produced under sanitary conditions, contain no harmful substances, and be truthfully labeled. Canned pet foods must be processed in conformance with the same human canned food regulations to ensure the pet food is free of microorganisms. U.S. manufactured and imported pet foods both must meet the same standards to be sold in the U.S. FDA ensures that all ingredients used in pet food are safe and are appropriate for the pet. New FDA standards. New food safety legislation bill passed in 2010 will require stricter standards and oversight of all foods, both U.S. and imported human and pet food. New FDA guidance views dry pet food and treats as a significant salmonella risk to humans. They are monitoring the food safety of pet food to both our pets and their pet parents. Now it's time to learn even more about pet food manufacturing. Industry's best practices and standards. Pet food manufacturers have the same types of controls in place that are found in many human food manufacturing plants. Good manufacturing practices, pest control programs, sanitation programs, hazard analysis and critical control points programs, pathogen control programs, QA testing, mycotoxin testing programs, vendor approval and monitoring programs. Manufacturers are continually improving their programs to reduce the potential risk of foodborne illness and develop better quality products. Sharing best practices through industry meetings, reports, and associations help to improve the pet food industry overall. Food safety is not a trade secret or a competitive edge. It is expected of everyone. Pet Club requires all consumable vendors to meet or exceed all federal, state, and local regulatory requirements. Proprietary brand vendors must also meet the Pet Club food safety and quality standards to be approved and continue to supply our proprietary brand products. Each vendor is audited annually. Both U.S. and international vendors must achieve a minimum passing score of 85%, and corrective action plans must be submitted for any deficiencies. The audit covers food safety, quality system, and social accountability requirements. Dry pet food production. Raw materials are first ground to the correct particle size: rice, corn, dried vegetables, vitamins, and minerals. The dry mix is passed through a preconditioner where all other ingredients are added: oils, meats, and waters. Steam is injected to start the cooking process. The preconditioned mix is passed through an extruder and then forced through a die where it is cut to the desired length. The cooking process takes place within the extruder, where the product produces its own friction and heat due to the pressure generated. The kibble then goes into an oven where it is dried to the correct moisture before it is coated with flavors and oils to make it more palatable to the pet. After coating, the kibble is cooled and then sent to the packaging area to be filled into bags. Wet food production. Raw materials are blended together into large kettles and pumped over to the filling machines. The containers are filled, lids attached, and then placed into the retort machines. The retort machines apply high pressure and temperature to thermally process or cook the food. The cooking process takes place within the container and is strictly monitored to ensure the food is commercially sterile. The records of the cook times, temperatures, and pressures must be documented and validated by the manufacturer in order to be certified thermal processor for low acid canning.